Most small business owners think that the solution to every financial problem is more sales. So when money feels tight, the instinct is to push harder, more clients, more work. Just do more until that revenue goes up. And on the surface, yeah, it makes sense. It's a business, so of course sales matter. But here's the problem with that thinking. More sales is usually the wrong first move. Now, I'm not saying you should never increase sales, but I am saying don't do it because you're reacting to a slow month and money is tight. Instead, do it because you've made the intentional decision to grow your business. Maybe you want more space, more staff. That all comes with higher costs. Then yes, your business needs to produce more. But that's a very different from reacting to a cash problem by just trying to sell more, because one is planned growth and the other is just panic. And you've heard me say this in other videos. More revenue does not equal more profit. Hi, I'm Janet Mercredi. I'm your profitable CFO. And I help Canadian small business owners make sense of their numbers so they can make better decisions about their time, their pay, and their profit. And on this channel, we talk about all the money stuff that most small business owners were never taught. But before we get into this, if you want to see how your revenue actually translates into profit, I've got a free profit maximizer calculator linked below. It'll show you what's really happening inside your numbers. Now, the reason this belief causes so many problems is because when money feels tight, most business owners immediately jump into sales mode. They start thinking about promotions and discounts, new offers, anything that's going to bring more revenue in the door. So when I'm working with business owners inside my Profit Accelerator programs and we look at the numbers, what we usually see is something very different. Because you see, when revenue goes up, expenses usually go up right alongside with it. And that makes sense, right? Because it takes more to deliver more. You need more labor, more supplies, more fees, sometimes even more staff just to keep up with the workload. So yes, the business might be bringing in more money, but it's also spending more money to make that happen. And if the margins in the business aren't strong to begin with, more sales just means more work without actually improving the profit. Hey, it's Janet here. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I wanted to make sure you knew about something I created just for you. I've built a cash flow forecast spreadsheet tool for small business owners like you, because most small business owners look at their profit and loss and think they're doing fine. But what they really need to know is, when is the money actually coming in? When are the bills actually going out? And how long is that money in your bank account going to last? And a cash flow forecast answers all three of those questions. So if you want it, the link is in the description box below. You can download it and start mapping out your cash flow so you can see where your business is actually going instead of just guessing. Okay, back to the video. I see this all the time with service businesses. Someone increases their revenue, their calendar fills up, yeah, they're busier than ever, and yet the money in their bank account still feels tight. They're working harder, but financially the business doesn't feel that much different. And that's the moment where a lot of business owners start telling themselves they just haven't reached the right level of revenue yet. And honestly, the right revenue isn't some number the internet tells you it should be. It's the number that actually works for your business and the life you want your business to support. So when I'm working with clients, I actually take them through exercises to figure that out, because the right number is different for every business owner. As an example, just yesterday, I was working with a client who wants to move into a bigger space. Obviously, that's going to mean higher rent and higher overhead, right? So instead of asking, can I afford this? We flipped it and we said, what does the business need to produce to support it? So together we reverse engineered his numbers and landed on a monthly cash target, not sales, actual cash in the bank ready to allocate. So now the question isn't if he can afford it, it's how's he going to make it happen? And the reality is most business owners never stop long enough to figure that out. Because if the structure of the business isn't working, more revenue, it just pushes more money through the same system. And if the system isn't built to hold profit, the business simply gets bigger, but not more profitable. And you've heard me talk about this on this channel before, but profit in a business doesn't come from activity. It comes from structure, how the money flows, where the money goes, and how intentionally that money is being managed. So once you start looking at your business that way, the conversation changes. So instead of asking, how do I sell more? The better question becomes, what is happening with the money I'm already making? Because almost every business has places where the money is quietly leaking out. Sometimes it's that pricing hasn't been reviewed in years. Sometimes expenses have slowly crept up and you didn't realize. Sometimes labor costs are out of alignment with the revenue that's being produced. Or sometimes the owner was never shown how to structure the money in their business in a way that actually supports profit. So when those things get fixed, something really interesting happens. The business doesn't necessarily need to always double their sales to become profitable. Oftentimes, the exact same revenue starts producing a completely different result because the money is being handled differently. And that's when the business owners finally start to feel breathing room because the pressure eases off a bit, right? And the business stops feeling like it's constantly needs the next sale just to stay afloat. Because once you understand how the money in your business is actually supposed to work, you stop relying on hustle and volume to make the business survive. And then when revenue grows, profit grows with it, which is a very different experience than just staying busy. So the next time money feels tight in your business, pause before assuming the only answer is more sales. Instead, look at your structure. You can use my free profit maximizer calculator below to help you do that. So that's what I have for you in today's video. If you like what you're hearing, I encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any more upcoming videos. Again, my name is Janet Mercredi, and I'll catch you in the next video.